September is Inherited Retinal Diseases Awareness Month, a disorder that affects more than 20,000 Canadians for which there are no treatments.
I've had low vision since I was born. I have a very challenging time seeing at nighttime, so like completely night blind pretty much. Right. And my peripheral is very poor. I can't see stairs and things around me, things like that. And I also have central vision loss.
Ramya Amuthan was born with Leber's congenital amaurosis, one of many inherited retinal diseases that result in partial or complete blindness.
It's a recessive condition, which means my father and my mother both had the mutated gene associated with this disease.
She says for the first 18 years of her life, she did not identify as disabled.
I would walk around the Sri Lankan Tamil community as if I didn't have a disability. I would never even consider pulling out my white cane at community events.
And why did you feel the need to hide it?
Because I wanted to work, right? I wanted to sit around and eat with people and have normal conversations. But if you were disabled, there's this internalized trauma and ableism that you're not going to be treated as equal to everybody else. And this is not just exclusive to the Sri Lankan Tamil community. For generations and generations, if you had a disability, you just weren't a part of society. And therefore, that trickles down to how you will now identify as a person with a disability, right? Which is that, oh, I know that this is way too difficult for people to handle, so I'm just going to pretend not to be disabled.
But after years of hiding, Ramya is now a vocal advocate for dispelling stigma associated with disabilities.
People believe that living with a disability is just the worst that could possibly happen to you. And obviously that kind of attitude is one of the biggest barriers people with disabilities are facing in order to move towards this inclusive world. All we're trying to do is just live our lives, and that comes with some accommodation. We're trying to squeeze ourselves into workplaces and educational spaces and recreational activities in order to live a full life as everybody else.
She's also raising awareness about the importance of genetic testing for inherited retinal diseases.
You might not even be aware that you have an eye condition that's recessive, that's going to come about in a couple of years. You might not know that you have RP, retinitis pigmentosa, which usually shows up like in your 30s or 40s, right. But you're in your 20s or in your teens, and you or your family or your lineage have no idea that that's what you have.